everyone, and welcome to Minion Flow! Get
I
ready.
trust
Clean
you,
suit
but
for
do
a
not
big
disappoint me.
A simple task for any minion.
Carefully.
But when Gru asks for clean,
Excellent.
Stuart
Time for
hears
my exit.
super clean. And the measuring cup is quickly traded for an industrial-sized jug of trouble. Kevin hooks up the jet boosters, while Bob adds enough soap to clean the entire city. They aren't just doing laundry, they're preparing for a bubble-fueled liftoff. Turbo mode engaged. The machine roars like a rocket, and suddenly the laundry room disappears under a tidal wave of white foam. Stuart and Kevin find themselves in a bubble tornado, spinning through a soapy sky. While Bob discovers the joy of living in a giant bubble, the fast-track plan turns into a whiteout disaster. The foam is everywhere, on the walls, the ceiling, and creeping down the halls like a soapy monster. The party pops when the fire sprinklers join the fray. Red lights flash as the great bubble storm turns into a soggy, slippery mess. Kevin realizes that sometimes the stop button is the most important tool in the lab. As the foam settles, the true cost of speed is revealed. Gru's favorite suit has been stretched into a giant's cloak, and the clean lab is now a soaking wet disaster zone. So much for a quick wash.
Cold.
Gru arrives to find his date night plans literally washed away. Surveying his oversized suit and his shivering, soap-stained minions, he realizes that his warning about the turbo button came just a second too late. The shortcut didn't save time. It cost them the whole night. As the sun sets, three very clean but very tired minions learn that in the laundry of life, following the instructions is the only way to stay out of hot water. Gru's kitchen is a place of science and snacks.
Yes.
Today's mission,
Let's make some
the
pancake.
perfect pancake.
Pancakes.
Gru delivers a
I
simple
trust
warning.
you with this.
Too much rising powder leads to big trouble. But Stuart is already dreaming of a breakfast that reaches the stars.
Oopsie.
Rules are meant to be broken, or so Stuart thinks. With a gallon of super rising powder and Bob's experimental sticky syrup, the pancake batter is no longer a meal. It's a scientific anomaly waiting to happen.
That batter is looking perfect.
Kevin decides the stove
Stuart,
is too slow.
what in the name of?
He brings the heat with a
Careful,
high-tech
got it.
thermal gun, and suddenly the pancakes don't just cook, they take flight. The kitchen transforms into an airspace for doughy UFOs. Gravity is officially a suggestion. Stuart learns the hard way that when pancakes float, they take you with them. The kitchen is quickly becoming a sticky, bouncy maze of golden brown chaos. From a culinary mission to a sticky rescue, Kevin realizes that more power isn't always the answer. The super rising powder has lived up to its name, turning the kitchen into a jungle of dough and sprinkles.
Help! We're stuck!
Caught in their own sticky web, the minions find themselves
We're not
grounded,
moving anywhere.
or
Get us
rather,
out of here.
ceilinged.
Oh.
The plan to make the biggest breakfast ever has left them tangled in a mess that even syrup can't sweeten. Gru returns to find a kitchen that looks more like a bakery explosion than a tea party. As he surveys the dangling minions and the doughy walls, the silence tells the story of a recipe gone horribly wrong. In the end, the biggest lesson isn't about baking. It's about
I told you
listening.
not to touch the super
As the
rising
sun
powder.
sets,
Now
three
look what
tired
happened.
minions learn
Keep
that
up
the
the
secret
cleaning.
ingredient to any good meal is a little bit of patience and a lot
Banana?
of following the rules.
A routine game of bouncy ball takes a terrifying turn when Bob's beloved toy vanishes into the dreaded dark basement, a place where only monsters surely lurk. The minions muster their courage at the basement entrance. Kevin dons his pot helmet, Stuart pretends to be sick, and only Bob's lost teddy bear gives him the strength to face the gloom. Their brave descent is quickly derailed by a mischievous black cat, sending them tumbling into the darkness. But a pair of glowing eyes soon makes them forget all about their fall. With a courageous click, Bob's tiny flashlight reveals the monster to be nothing more than Gru's old jacket. Relief washes over them as laughter fills the dusty basement. Their laughter is cut short by a sudden word as a rusty old vacuum cleaner roars to life, transforming into a real ball-eating monster. Seeing Bob's distress, Kevin pushes past his fear. He grabs a string of sausages, ready to fish for the mechanical menace, with Stuart as his reluctant assistant. With a determined lunge, Kevin bravely hits the off button, silencing the vacuum monster and rescuing Bob's precious bouncy ball.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Oh! Victorious and a little bit wiser, the Minions emerge from the basement. Their heads held high. They've learned that true courage isn't the absence of fear, but facing it for a friend. The great outdoors. Kevin leads with a pizza map. But the wilderness strikes back when his hammer finds his thumb instead of a tent stake. Chaos reigns as Stuart turns a tent pole into a guitar. While little Bob swaps important pegs for friendly forest flowers. With the tent a disaster, Kevin seeks a spark of hope, only for Stuart to ignite a flamethrower that turns night into day.
Boy.
Yeah!
Dinner is a charcoal disaster, but Bob finds a yellow treat. It's not a banana or a sausage, it's a high-powered rescue flare. As Stuart roasts the flare like a bratwurst, a massive explosion sends the trio flying. That's one way to signal for help.
Oh no! Banana!
A grisly guest crashes the party. Kevin and Stuart freeze in terror. But Bob just sees a giant version of his teddy bear, Tim. While the bear snacks on burnt marshmallows, Kevin leads a tactical retreat to the highest branch for a narrow escape. Peace finally finds the exhausted explorers at dawn. Until gravity reminds Kevin that minions weren't meant to live in trees.
In the quiet
This,
of
my
Gru's
little
grand
minions,
living room,
is the
a
legendary
priceless
vase
ancient
of
vase
eternal
sits
nappiness.
as a silent guardian. Gru delivers a stern
All right,
warning
you
to Kevin
two,
and Stuart.
No more shenanigans.
Look, but never touch, as he prepares for his big day. The moment the door clicks shut, curiosity takes over. Bob can't help but investigate the shiny treasure. While behind him, Kevin and Stuart are already plotting a morning of high-speed stunts and questionable cooking. The living room becomes a disaster zone of skateboards and sizzling pancakes. A sickening crash echoes through the halls, leaving the vase in 1,000 pieces. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and lots of duct tape.
Oh no. Banana.
Kevin leads a frantic rescue mission, trying to stick the past back together with nothing but tape, gum, and sheer panic. When glue fails, creativity strikes. Stuart
look at
discovers a
this.
can of yellow spray paint,
This is great.
Haha, new toy!
deciding that if you can't fix a masterpiece, you might as well turn it into a giant lopsided banana. The footsteps of destiny approach as Gru's shadow looms at the door. The trio freezes, staring at their sticky, yellow, fruit-covered monstrosity, realizing that some things are impossible to hide.
Sorry.
Faced with Gru's shock, the truth comes out in the form of a tiny shard and a big apology.
Sorry.
Even for a supervillain, a little honesty and a lot of heart are enough to turn a broken vase into a lesson learned.
In the heart of the lab, Kevin takes his recycling duties seriously.
Banana.
But Stuart is more interested in his snack than the plastic-only rule. Curiosity leads to a messy chain reaction as Bob adds his own ingredients to the mix, turning a high-tech machine into a ticking goo bomb. The lab becomes a colorful disaster zone as the machine spews sticky sludge, leaving the trio stuck in a very big, very gooey problem. Kevin blows the whistle for a cleanup crew. Turning a moment of laziness into a lesson about facing the mess you made. It's all hands on deck. Stuart finds a new use for his guitar, while Bob learns exactly where each piece of plastic belongs. Hard work pays off. After hours of scrubbing and sorting, the lab shines bright. And the trio discovers the satisfaction of a job well done. And nervous apology turns into a proud moment as Gru sees the clean lab and helps the minions put the machine to its proper use. From a messy mistake to a golden reward, the boys earn their banana medals, proving that being responsible can
Do
be
you
pretty
see how
sweet.
clean this is?
Deep within the underground lair, the aftermath of a massive party has left the laboratory in total ruin.
What a mess.
Dr. Nefario has a brilliant plan, unveiling his latest masterpiece designed to turn this chaotic trash into absolute treasure. While little Bob finds innocence in the debris, the doctor lays down the mission parameters. It is
Now
time to
pay
get serious
attention,
about
Kevin.
sorting,
This
though it
is
seems
very
only Kevin
important.
is actually listening to the instructions.
Banana.
Kevin immediately springs into action, sorting paper with military precision and efficiency. Meanwhile, Stuart discovers his inner rock star, deciding that a plastic bottle is better suited for a guitar solo than the recycling bin. Bob manages to make a new best friend out of a tin can, but playtime is officially over. Kevin steps in with his whistle, determined to organize his team and get the job done, whether they like it or not. Dr. Nefario shouts the final command to activate the green cycle for the environment. Unfortunately, a distracted Stuart mishears the order as scream and decides to give the machine a very loud piece of his mind. Chaos erupts as the machine overloads, sending Kevin into a panic as the lab shakes violently.
This is so fun!
However, for little Bob, the flashing warning lights and billowing smoke look just like a spectacular fireworks show. With a desperate strike of his mallet, the doctor forces the contraption back into alignment. Suddenly, the alarms stop, and the machine miraculously transforms the garbage into brand new toys and tools. Order is finally restored as the minions enjoy their upcycled rewards. It turns out
Now
that
this
with a
is
little
what I
science
call
and a lot of chaos,
organized
even the
recycling.
messiest piles of trash can be turned into something wonderful.
In the heart of Gru's metallic lair, a golden prize awaits.
Go, go,
The race
go.
is on. While Kevin calculates a tactical victory, and Stuart bets on rocket-powered speed. Little Bob reminds us that some things, like a tiny dust bunny and a teddy bear, are more
What
important
are you
than the
doing,
finish line.
Bob?
Power meets chaos as Kevin's industrial vacuum roars to life. But in another lane, Stuart's soapy slip and slide turns a simple cleaning job into a high-speed disaster waiting to happen. Collision imminent. Stuart's out-of-control slide leads to a mechanical catastrophe. In the blink of an eye, the malfunctioning vacuum snatches Bob's beloved Tim, turning the race into a rescue mission. The rivalry vanishes the moment Bob starts to cry. Determined to save a friend, Kevin and Stuart dive into the soapy mess, proving that even the fastest racers will stop for a teammate in need. With a ukulele as a lever and pure Minion strength, the team battles the broken machine. The tension peaks as the hatch pops open, and Bob finally reunites with a slightly dusty but very safe Tim. Surrounded by a chaotic mess of soap and dust, the competitors become a crew. Moving in perfect harmony, Kevin, Stuart, and Bob transform the disaster zone into a sparkling hallway through the power of teamwork. Gru returns to a miracle of cleanliness and a group of friends who no longer care about winning. As they share their golden reward, it's clear that the real prize was the friendship they found along the way. Dinner time at Gru's lab means chaos, and tonight's enemy is broccoli. While Gru demands no greens, no dessert, Kevin and Stuart stage a stubborn, lip-pouting protest. Bob treats the vegetable like a toy until he realizes it's for dinner. With Gru gone, Kevin decides to use high-tech logic to make the greens disappear forever. Minion plans never go smoothly. Bob accidentally grabs the magnifier ray instead of the shrink gun, setting the stage for a massive leafy surprise.
Zap!
One zap later, the lab becomes a giant jungle. A tiny floret transforms into a green skyscraper, leaving the minions looking like ants in a Jurassic world of vitamins.
Banana!
Trapped in the green abyss, Stuart takes a cautious nibble. His eyes widen as he makes a shocking discovery. This giant monster actually tastes better than a banana. The protest turns into a party.
Nom 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 nom.
Kevin joins the feast while Bob uses a massive broccoli leaf as a trampoline. Healthy living has never been this bouncy or delicious. Gru returns to find a tropical rainforest instead of a lab. His shock turns to a smile when a sleepy Bob offers him a giant, crunchy peace treaty. Even a supervillain can't resist a good crunch. As the sun sets, the team realizes that with a little imagination, even broccoli can be a grand adventure.
I
On a
want ice cream.
blistering summer day,
Hello?
Gru
Now.
leaves his lab with a simple request. Stay
Papa,
cool,
no cold.
but be careful
and
with the
absolutely
power.
no touching the freeze
Of
ray.
course,
Understand?
simple isn't in a minion's
Yes, Boss.
vocabulary
Yes, Boss.
Freeze ray?
when ice
Freeze
cream
ray.
is on the line. Why have a scoop when you can
Bam.
have a
Oh
mountain?
boy!
Kevin and Stuart decide to upgrade
Hurry up!
the tiny ice cream maker
Almost
with
there.
a high voltage
Now.
freeze ray.
Yes! Bananas!
Power at
marshmallows.
100%.
Let's do this!
The lab
Woohoo!
trembles
Yeah!
as the
Look,
freeze
it's
ray
mixing.
roars to
Excellent.
life.
It works.
It's a
We
race
did it.
between the
Max
machines
power.
and the minions' appetite. And the machines are starting to glow a dangerous neon blue. Boom! An ice cream volcano erupts, coating the lab in a sticky, banana-flavored blizzard. For Stuart, the lab is no longer a workplace. It's the world's greatest indoor sledding hill. While Bob builds a sugary fortress for Tim, Kevin realizes that their frozen dream is pushing the lab's power grid to the breaking point.
Just a little
The air is filled with flying sprinkles and the smell of toasted circuits. The party ends with a sudden snap. As the power grid fails, the frozen wonderland turns into a sticky, melting swamp. The joy of the big chill is replaced by the reality of a big, dark, shivering mess. Gru returns to find his lab
Everything is
drowned
gone.
in wasted cream
But I
and
won't give
broken
up.
dreams.
Not yet.
In the cold,
Look at this
sticky
mess.
silence,
Look at what you've done
3
to my
little
laboratory.
minions learn that when you try to take too
Oopsie.
much,
We
you
need to
often
talk.
end up with
All right,
nothing
you three, focus.
but
The
a
fate of the
very
laboratory
long
rests on this
night
floor. Keep
of
scrubbing.
cleaning.
Bah. No distractions, Kevin. Just a little more. Look, there's the banana. Banana?